Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I thought we'd do things a little bit differently today. No, I'm not reviewing Cameron that I'm wearing by Jon Renau. I'm going to be reviewing Drew by Jon Renau. But I am just loving this wig. I have absolutely fallen in love with Drew, so I thought I would do things a little bit differently today than I usually do, because I think Drew deserves a little extra attention. This is Drew in Salted Caramel. Oh my gosh, this wig is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm also going to be going over a few things about my heat-friendly fibers because Drew is heat-friendly. So I thought that this would be the perfect opportunity to talk to you about how I take care of my HD fiber wigs, because I do have many. Most of my wigs are actually HD, and I get so many questions on how to take care of the wigs that are HD fibers, because if you don't take care of them, they'll dry out and they won't look as nice as they do when you first receive them. There are many ways to take care of them. This is only my way. I am not saying that my way is the only way. If you have a way that you take care of your HD fibers, leave it in the comments, because that way other viewers can see it as well. The first thing I want to talk to you about is this color. This is Salted Caramel. Salted Caramel is FS26 31S6. This is a medium natural red brown with medium red gold blonde bold highlights and a number 6 root. So you have these beautiful bold highlights that run through them. Just if you are familiar with caramel syrup from Jon Renau, caramel syrup and salted caramel are the exact same color. The difference is that salted caramel has that number 6 root and caramel syrup does not have a dark root. So if you really like this color but you don't like rooting, then caramel syrup will be the way for you to go. I am smitten with Drew. I'll show you the cap and then I'll tell you some of the other features why I am smitten. One of the reasons is that Drew has a full monofilament top and this beautiful Jon Renau lace front. And if you notice this right here, if you have hair loss, if you have very thinning hair, that will help adhere the wig right along this line so you don't have that movement. Of course, you could use the It Stays or anything like that, but this just gives you that bit of extra protection right here. I would say it's a polyurethane that it has here. I believe that's what it's called. We have the extended ear tabs, we have Velcro adjusters, an extended nape, and we have an open cap, open wefted machine-made cap, sides and back. One of the things that I noticed as soon as I took Drew out of the box is that on the ear tabs we have these long fibers that are, I think this is an incredible feature that not only Jon Renau but some of the other manufacturers do as well, and that is adding those fibers to the ear tab. So what happens, it just looks very natural because you have those extra fibers coming down, and I love when they do this. When I saw it, I thought, yeah, I really love this. The other nice thing about Drew, and something that I just love about it, is the incredibly low the low density that it has. It's very realistic density. I have seen many of the ladies on our Facebook page, when they have thinning hair or a total hair loss, they receive a wig that has a high density, that has that extra amount of hair, and they receive a wig with that high density. Then what happens is they feel as if they're wearing a helmet, as opposed to a wig with a low density or a very realistic density. It will feel more as if it's our own hair versus wearing a helmet, which might be the case if we're wearing one with a very high density or a lot of permatease or any of those things. Eventually, I think we get used to wearing those types of wigs and we get to love them, and at some point we may not even like a low density wig. It's different for each and every one of us. I know that at the beginning my first wig was Scarlet by Jon Renau, and I could not get past all of the permatease and all of the hair, and now I wear Finn or I wear Avalon, and those are not low density wigs, and they do have permatease, but I've been wearing wigs for 3 years. So it's been a little bit easier as time goes on. Nevertheless, I always prefer a lower density wig, always, because it just seems, to me, it just seems more realistic. And if it doesn't seem that way to you, that's okay. That's why we have wigs, for all our different tastes and all whatever we love. Drew has HD fiber, so that means that you can steam it, you can curl it, you could use hot tools. They say up to 350 degrees. I'm always afraid of frying one of my wigs. So I keep my temperature between 280 and 300, and I go very slowly, taking it in sections. The heat protectant that I use, I don't have it with me here, but it's the one by Jon Renau. And I believe that you can use any one from the drugstore, L'Oreal, heat protectant, or any of that. I have never used it myself, but I have seen that other ladies do use it, and it might be something for you to try, and let me know. When I am wearing a heat-friendly fibers, I always keep the wide tooth comb with me, and I will comb throughout the day. I just give it a little comb through and on the inside, especially if I'm wearing a sweater and it's rubbing against my clothes or anything like that. And that just keeps them really nice. I think one of my oldest wigs is Columbia by Beltress, and that is a heat-friendly wig. I still have it, and it still looks beautiful, even though I've had it for 3 years, and I have worn it lots and lots and lots. If we don't mind taking that extra step of taking care of these HD fibers, they will last. Granted, I do have a lot of wigs, so I have more wigs on rotation. This one is not going in a box. This one will always be on rotation. I won't wear it every day, but I will definitely wear it because I love the color and I love the style. Something that I do when I take off my heat-friendly fiber wigs, whether it's Jon Renau or Raquel Welch or Beltress, it doesn't matter which one it is. I take the Jon Renau, the HD Smoother. You can HD Smooth Detangler. And what I do is I just spray a little bit right in the inside, right by the nape. And then I go over it with my wide tooth comb, and I just comb through it. I make sure that there is no tangling anywhere. I do that every time. Then I take the Estetica Revitalize and Shine, and I just give it a few spritz just around, and that keeps them. That's all I do. Every 3 or 4 wears, pretty much, I'll take the Simply Styling and see how much I've used. You don't need a lot. This is a silicone. So what I do is I just take 2 spritz. That's it. You don't need anything else. And then I just take a little bit on my fingers, run it through my fingers. I never spray it directly on my wigs unless they're getting really dried, and that rarely happens. And then I spray it, and then I give it a wash. Then I just take it and I just run through the ends, just a little bit of that Simply Styling, and that just keeps the ends beautifully, absolutely beautiful. And I don't need to do anything else to them. You could always run it through your hands, and then bring down the run it through the wig. But I have minimal amount in my hand right now. If you use too much, it's going to make it look greasy, so you don't want. And that's it. And like I said, I only use this about every 3 or 4 wears. I don't use it every time. I have seen some ladies on the Facebook page say that they do use it all the time. So you just play around with it and see what works the best for you. But my biggest caution is don't spray it directly on the wig and don't use a lot of it. This Simply Stylin' is available on Amazon, and it is also available through Simply Stylin'. I have a 25% off discount. I will leave the link to it down below. I do want to let you know, to be transparent on this, that if you use my link, I will earn a few pennies from it. But it's a great product. I love it. I wouldn't have accepted the discount code if I wouldn't believe in it. This they did not send to me. They sent me some other ones. But this one I purchased, as I said, about a year ago. This color too. All right, let me slip on Drew so you can see what she looks like on. All right, I'm back with Drew. Let me give you the measurements. We have a 10.5 on the bang. We have a crown of 11 inches. The sides are 8 inches, and the nape is 9.25 inches. This beautiful monofilament top allows us to part it anywhere we like and always give us the illusion of scalp. So if you like to part on the right, you can do that. Let me show you what I was telling you about see how we have these fibers that just come down? That's coming from the ear tabs. And that just looks so pretty and so natural. So if you're like me and have that low hairline, look at this. Look how far that is. And yeah, I was matching it up to the other wig that I have on. So if I was wearing Drew, I wouldn't use such a dark root powder, just so you know. But we're just gonna roll with it. That's what we're gonna do. All right, so we've got these fibers here in the front. So if you have a low hairline, you can use those fibers to cover the hairline. And because Drew has such a nice length, we can wear it back in a ponytail. Wear it back in a ponytail. And if you wanted to curl it, you can do that with the curling iron. Remember, between 280, 300. And the thing with the curling iron, if you want to curl an HD, the best thing to do is curl, place a clip to hold the curl, and let it cool. And that's how it's going to maintain it. This will not respond as our bio hair, where we use a curling iron and the curl just stays. This is a little bit different. So we need to curl, leave it, maybe pin it, pin the curl and leave it until it cools. And that's how your curl is going to stay in place. Wear it with a headband. See how pretty that is with those fibers coming down? Looks really pretty. And if you know how to style, you could always make a nice little updo with it. Just a very simple one, and that'll look really pretty. I think it is a absolutely gorgeous style. Let's take a look at Salted Caramel outside. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you spending this time with me. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.